I think this idea of like, should you follow your passion is a very important question to all of us and to all human beings. But let's like differentiate between, are we doing this for money? Are you following your passion for money? Or are you asking me, should I follow my passion at all? Okay. So if you're following your passion, like I on Flow, which is where we all kind of got this started on my Flow podcast, have gotten to talk to people about this exact idea in tremendous detail. Like I don't even know how many hours of talking to people about this topic, and have gotten to explore this idea with people across the spectrum that are in the middle and on the opposite ends of the spectrum. One example, and I brought this up in our community chat as well in Discord, is someone by the name of Ari Meisel. Ari is a person who believes in a concept called less doing. And the idea is that you should not seek fulfillment in your work. It's actually a flawed idea at all in the first place to want to find happiness or joy or bliss or peace, which back to our happiness episode, in your work. So this whole idea of like following your passion when it comes to your work as a mechanism to making money is flawed. What he argues for is to make your work, your career, your job as efficient as possible so that you can create more time outside of this arena to enjoy yourself. And that is where you can find
like a 4-hour work week style potentially.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. But the thing about 4-hour work week is like Tim Ferriss also interjected some ideas of following your passion within that 4 hours. So Ari's is like, do everything you can to be this as efficient as possible, to then go and be like, I want to be a woodworker. I want to be a yoga instructor outside of that. And I don't care if I make money. I just want to follow my passion outside of that. And that's where I seek my fulfillment. On the other side of this spectrum, you have people that believe that your work is the majority of your life. And no matter what you do, you're always going to be consumed by this. And so you should and must seek to be fulfilled. And if you're going to be fulfilled, you're always going to run into some kind of dead-end misery if you only seek money. So the way in which you circumvent this, or rather you dive wholeheartedly into this, your work, and you create fulfillment, is by following something that you're passionate about. And one of my heroes, Alan Watts, famously the way I was turned on to him by our friend Jason, was one of his most basic lectures, which is one simple concept called, what would you do if money were no object? It's an incredibly brilliant question. And what he argues, to now fully lay out both sides of this spectrum, is that if you invest wholeheartedly in what you are most passionate about, even if in the short term you struggle to make money, what you ultimately develop is mastery. And when you develop mastery in an arena that encompasses and takes over most of your life, which is your work, you get to a place that you are so incredibly notable and you have such a unique skill set. This is, by the way, also taps into a lot of like Naval's ideas around work and wealth. You need a unique value proposition that you provide either through your business or through your services or through your skill set. And when you do that, you create a mechanism where you have a pathway toward wealth. And the reason for that is because you become one of one. If you go and you dive into something you're truly passionate about, you're able to charge whatever you want for it. If you are the greatest black stallion horse trainer in the world, well, you will be sought after. You will be referred to others. You will be in demand to a degree in which you can charge what you like.
So I'm confused on that second point, like the Naval point. Is that in order to charge the most money so that you can then do your passion, or is Naval saying that becomes your passion because you are this one of one employee guy?
Naval argues that you should. He doesn't touch on passion too often, and I don't think it's necessarily part of the, at least the landscape that we're describing. But what he does say is like, you have to follow your curiosity. He actually, in some ways, it is synonymous for the same idea. He's saying that you have to follow your curiosity to the degree in which you fall so deeply in love with what you are learning that you learn it so well that you have this specific skill set that then is so in demand that you have leverage. And once you have leverage, you can charge what you want, you can do what you want, you can build what you want, and be forever like golden. So that's like kind of the idea. Are you looking at the clock? That clock's wrong.
You said it's been going for 35 minutes.
So that's kind of the general, I think, idea. And what most people do is they talk past one another and where they're just trying to get the next Huffington Post article. Like they're not actually arguing within the landscape of what I'm discussing. They're just like, following your passion is stupid because, okay, Scott Galloway, following your passion is stupid because what you should do is you should follow what billionaires do. And what billionaires do is they don't follow their passion. They make money doing the thing that is going to make them the most money. Oil, steel, gas, germs, biotech, whatever it is.
Optimize for the money first, and then you're free to do whatever you want after.
So that's where I think the discussion is interesting. That's what I think like is worth debating. This idea of like, is that actually right? Like, should we be, first of all, trying to enjoy and be fulfilled in our work? If yes, why? If no, why not? And in general, what is the value of following your passion then at all in the first place?
I think there's a little risk in following your passion through your work. So let's say it is, you love horse riding and you try to turn it into a business. I think there's a little risk in that, sometimes starting a business around a passion, one, isn't feasible. It's not profitable. It's not the type of problems that you want to own in a business. And there's a little risk in following that in the way you make money. And so I don't know. At first I was going to say, following your passion isn't the fast way to make money, which I think is true. But let's say you do go down that path. You could also make your passion not your passion. You could basically soil your passion by following that route. I don't know. Where does that fit with the framework you were talking about?